Guys, I have owned my first electric vehicle for about 3 months now, and I wanted to answer one question. What does it actually cost to own an EV? Because once you factor in the charger, the install, the electricity, the insurance, it's not always what you might expect. Okay, so back in December, I bought this, a Polestar 2, my first electric vehicle. And I also installed a level 2 wall charger in my garage right there so that I could charge my car at home. So now that I've been living with this setup for a few months, I got the real numbers and I have some real opinions. Let's talk about the charger install. Let's start with the upfront cost. The level 2 charger that I installed is the best one on the market. It is the EVIQO Level 2 charger. It retails for about $400. That's the charger, and then there's the install. So materials for me were roughly conduit, 50 feet of conduit, about 40 bucks. The breaker, 20 bucks. The outlet, 10 to 15 bucks. Wiring, maybe $100 to $200. Gang box, clamps for the wall, and a wall plate. So all in, we're about $150 to $300 in materials. And then there's the labor. So in my case, my electrician buddy only accepts chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly. I'd like to see somebody else order that many cookies.
Which I gladly made for him. But realistically, you're probably looking at about $300 to $800 for a professional electrician to come and install this for you.
That'll be $52.
So total setup, about $700 to $1,200 all in. That's something that not a lot of people think about when they're looking at their first EV, so I wanted to be clear about that.
Are we clear? No, sir. Are we clear?
And now let's talk about the actual cost to drive it. Okay, so I've calculated all of this. I drive about 900 to 1,000 miles per month. And honestly, this was one of the biggest surprises for me. I expected my electricity bill to jump quite a bit. So I went back and I actually compared my power bill January, February, March of last year to January, February, March of this year when I had the EV. This is what I found. My electricity bill has gone up, but only about $25 to $30 per month. That's it. So instead of spending about $200 a month on gas, which is what I was spending for my 2007 Acura MDX, I'm spending about 25 to 30 bucks more on electricity. Let's talk about some surprises.
Just ignore him. It's only Sunny.
Surprise number 1 about owning and driving an EV. One thing I didn't expect at all was how much weather affects efficiency. In the winter, my range was noticeably lower, but now that the weather's warming up where I live, I'm getting way better efficiency. Like, right now, I can drive several miles and my range barely drops at all because the car isn't using energy to heat or to cool the cabin of the car. It's more efficient overall. That was a big surprise to me. Surprise number 2, the charging experience. Another big surprise for me is just how easy charging is. I kind of expected to charge my car at one of these public charging places, but I've never done it. I charge my car twice a week. I just plug it in at night, right there, and I unplug it in the morning. And honestly, this level 2 charger makes all the difference. Before this, I was using a standard 110 volt charger that came with the car, and it honestly would take me 24 hours or more to get to a full charge. Now, 3 to 4 hours. Having a charger like the EVIQO at home in my garage has been a total game changer. It's fast, it's reliable, and it makes this whole experience super easy. Okay, surprise number 3, family. My kids actually love helping with it. They'll go out, they'll grab the charger, they'll plug it in for me. It's basically like plugging in a phone, which is something they're very familiar with. It's not intimidating at all. It's actually been a fun way to teach my kids some responsibility about owning a car. Hey, can you go out and plug in my car? They know how to do it. It's a lot less intimidating than filling up gas. Okay, surprise number 4, remote control. Another thing that I didn't expect. I can control my car from anywhere. I can lock it, I can unlock it, I can start the climate control, I can start it warming up or cooling down, all from my phone. Even if I'm nowhere near the car and even if the car is nowhere near Wi-Fi. I didn't realize that the car has its own cellular connection, and that has been really cool and super surprising. Okay, surprise number 5. This one's a negative, but it's about insurance. Now, not everything about owning an EV was positive. Almost everything, but not everything. One thing that did surprise me was car insurance. So I went from an older car with liability-only coverage to a newer car with full coverage. And because of that, I'm realistically paying about $150 more per month. That is definitely something you're gonna need to factor in as you look at your EV ownership. Okay, another negative, surprise number 6, is motion sickness. This is one that I hadn't even heard of, but apparently passengers in EVs can get motion sickness more easily. Here's why. So the acceleration is so smooth and so quiet, there's no engine noise or gear shifting to prepare your body. Our bodies actually know what to expect in a gas car, but in an EV they don't. So when the car speeds up, your body doesn't get that same signal. And I've actually noticed this. My wife and my kids have mentioned feeling motion sick in my car sometimes, especially if I accelerate or decelerate fast and they're not expecting it. It's definitely not a deal breaker, but something that I didn't expect and something that I didn't think about. But listen, overall, the biggest surprise, in the immortal words of my good friend Emmett, and you know who you are,
Everything is awesome.
I freaking love this car. It is fast, it is smooth, it's quiet, and it is just really, really fun to drive. And having a charger at home like this just makes it so easy and so much better than my other car. So this EVIQO charger has been really reliable. 3 months, having a level 2 charger at home is what makes owning this EV feel super easy, super convenient, and that convenience alone has been so worth it for me. So guys, what's the real cost of owning an EV? It's not just the car, it's the charger. It's the install, it's the electricity, it's the insurance. But honestly, for me, it's been way more convenient than I expected, and overall, still a crazy positive experience. So if you're thinking about getting an electric vehicle, hopefully this gives you a better idea of what to realistically expect. I'm Derek, this is DIY Derek, and I'll see you in the next one.